acids that we're consuming, right? So a lot of oils that we use, a lot of food that we use are laced with an excessive amount of omega-6 essential fatty acid. And again, I repeat, our body do not produce omega-6 and definitely do not produce omega-3. So therefore, you have to find different sources of omega-3, and given the market is not giving it to us through our dietary, so we're fighting a losing battle, if I may say so. Uh, that's one of the or few key reasons behind it. And of course, lack of polyphenol in our lifestyle is also the underlying causes to inflammation. Again, we talked about inflammation just now, is the underlying causes to chronic diseases. Now, there's two primary types of inflammation, right? There's one which is the acute, which is the ones that impact on us, such as chemical irritation, infection, trauma, injuries, burns, and that's where we get swelling. Now, a lot of my doctors that I work with, they like to see inflammation. They like to see you having a little bit of a fever because that indicates reaction, and reaction for a body means there are cells that is fighting over these matter and these issues and is overcoming the challenges. However, when we are constantly in an inflamed state, now that naturally you understand is not going to be very good for you, right? Okay. So here, the chronic inflammation due to the chronic diseases that I was talking about are things like cardiovascular diseases, neurological diseases, autoimmune, rheumatoid arthritis, cancer, lupus, and so many other different conditions. Now, these are all due to inflammation. Now, chronic inflammation is due to inflammatory state, which is caused by the imbalanced omega-6 and omega-3. Now, I hope you're learning something out of this because it's very important for you to understand, because this evening I'm going to share with you the secrets to overcome this problem. Now, symptoms of chronic inflammation are things like, and I'm sure out of this list, you'll be able to meet at least 4 or 5 these pointers. Constant fatigue, headaches, and brain fog. Half the time you're not sure what to think and you can't think very clearly. Digestive issues, weight gain, vague aches and pains. So we get, body aches and pains everywhere. Our mood is always not so very good. We are grumpy. We're not very happy all the time. And the immune system is compromised. These are the symptoms of a chronic inflammation that we suffer, right? And the causes of that, as I mentioned, is the imbalance of 6 and 3, a diet that is pro-inflammatory, chronic stresses, lack of physical activities, insufficient sleep. Sleep is an issue. So obesity as well as hormonal imbalance. Now, take a minute to think about all the couple of conditions that we have. Now, you tell yourself how many of those conditions that you are facing yourself. Then you will be able to understand the need to find a solution for it. Now, I'm sure a couple of you would say, what is pro-inflammatory food? Things like saturated fats that we have, right? We use that to cook. Refined sugars and carbohydrates, trans fat, gluten, dairy, omega-6 fatty acids, and preservative in Asia, such as MSG. These are pro-inflammatory food that causes, if not adding on more stress into our health, right? And of course, without saying much, you understand pro-inflammatory food helps or increases the state of inflammation. Now, moving on, the understanding of a little bit on the oil source. We know omega-3 controls blood clotting, builds cellular membrane in the brain. Understand that 60% of our brain is made of fat. You want to make sure that you have good fat for the brain so that it's able to function much in the optimized level, right? It enhances brains and joint functions in our health. Can you believe it? With good omega-3 oil, it promotes weight loss and muscle building in most athletes or anyone that does any physical exercise in themselves. So these are the great benefits of omega-3. Now, in addition to all that, it reduces the risk of cancer, heart diseases, diabetes, and even, of course, naturally reduces inflammation. Omega-3 by itself. Now, just now I mentioned that excessive. Now, the key word is Excessive meaning too much omega-6 is no good. But we need some omega-6 in our body. So it promotes better brain functioning. It's very similar to omega-3. It regulates growth. So children that is stunted when they're young, as I mentioned earlier, for development and all, this helps to promote it. But the buzzword or the key word is excessive omega-6. That is going to be causing some huge impact. Omega-7 is also reduces inflammation, reduces insulin resistance. Omega-9, which is found in vitamin E, reduces inflammation very much like the rest of the omega. So these are a little bit of insights to what omega-3 and omega-6 essential fatty acids brings to us, right? So moving on from there, and whilst you are in balance, in a keyword, if you're out of balance, it causes cardiovascular diseases, type 2 diabetes, obesity, metabolic syndrome, irritable bowel syndrome, macular degeneration, which is the eyes degeneration, autoimmune diseases, and so on and so forth. These are all the causes of being out of balance between essential fatty acids. So the key behind this is to manage the state of inflammation, right? So now there is a solution that I'm about to share with you, how you put out the flames. Inflammation is like fire in us. And I'm handing you the key to your optimum health through the products that Zinzino has created for us. I'm going to take you very quickly through the products, and I hope this will be able to give you some insights of this wonderful world of Zinzino products. The Zinzino Optimum Health Protocol is so very simple. It uses polyphenol, which is the pre-harvested olive oil, in combination with omega-3 to ensure the optimized performance of the oil within us. I have a slide later that tells you how much more it optimizes the performance or the potency of this oil. So the key is, under the Zinzino Optimum Health Protocol, is to balance out your omega-6 and 3 and to ensure that our cell membranes are not oxidized. And by way of using pre-harvested virgin olive oil, then that is olive polyphenol. Now, in this oil, it's also added vitamin D3 and E. Now, a lot of us are putting a lot of sunblocks, and in fact, this afternoon I had a conversation with the the Muslim community that have all the hijab and everything else. That community lacks the sun that provides them vitamin D3. So vitamin D3 over the last 10 years has become the most deprived minerals in a larger percentage of 95% of people that we know. So Zinzino Balance Oil Plus comes with vitamin D3 that we so need. And of course, D3 is also the underlying minerals that help support immune system, right? And bone health. So all this protocol helps towards contributing towards optimum brain function. Remember, brain, heart functions is really the underlying benefits of Zinzino Balance Oil Plus. It fortifies the immune system. It gives you a much more stronger bone health. We all need that as we age. As we age, meaning degenerative of cells within our body. So I'll explain a little bit more about a healthy cells vis-a-vis a inflamed cells in a moment. So bone health is very important, and mood moderator. Mood moderator is everything about optimizing hormones, right? So the oil, the product here, helps to optimize your hormonal levels as well. So here you have the Zinzino oil, Zinzino Balance Oil Plus, with its partner in crime, and that's the balance test. And in this case here, you have a photograph of the balance test kit alongside the balance oil plus. And this is when you start your journey to a brand new you. Now, there is only a very short time that you need to invest your time to reach a new you. And that's by way with starting off with the test-based or evidence-based test. It's a small little prick on your finger with 2 drops of blood onto a blotter, and the blotter is then kept in an airtight bag, sealed up, and then send it out to a laboratory in Oslo, Norway, that is an independent laboratory from Zinzino that does the test. So it's a very easy process. Now you prick yourself with this or your introducer, your sponsor for that matter, will help you through this process. As I've said, it's a very easy process. 1 prick on the finger, 2 little drops of blood on a blotter, still in an airtight bag, and baboom, it sends out to Norway. In 2 weeks' time, the report comes back that shows you what are the state of your balance. Now, the report in itself is extensive just by dry spot blood process, right? It tells you your omega-6 and 3 balance level. It tells you your protective value, your omega-3 index to tell you how much omega-3 have you got in your body. It also tells you what is your mental strength, but foremost is very important is to tell you about your cell membrane or your membrane fluidity. This is a very important information to remember. I'll touch on that in a moment. And your AA formation efficiency, right? Now, this is embarrassingly, this is my result. Now, remember, ideally is 3-1, average 15-1. Malaysia or Asia is 20-1. I am ashamed to share with you, I'm 23.5-1, and this is in January. So now I've gone on the process, I've gone on to the Zinzino Balance Oil, and within 120 days or 4 months, I'll be able to do another test, and I'm so confident that my results is going to be much more improved. To what extent? Now listen to this. 95% of customers that gone on to the Zinzino Balance Oil program have seen 60% or better improvement in their state of well-being. Isn't that wonderful? Again, 95% of people gone on to the Zinzino program has seen no less than 60% improvement. Hallelujah. What a great result. And how many companies can actually say that you take my supplements over between 120 days, you see a 60% and more improvement. Only Zinzino that I've heard that could possibly do this. And for the years of running my medical clinics and all, I really could possibly claim this is the first and the only product in the world that provides everyone a test before you start, during the course of 120 days, do another test, and you see a 60% or no less than 60% improvement. Now, is that a good deal or what? So the report does not just talk about the imbalance of between omega-6 and 3. It talks about the omega-3 index, whether are you insufficient or you sufficient. Again, shamefully, I am insufficient, meaning to say I'm not getting enough omega-3 in me. My mental strength, thank goodness, is still okay, is moderate, but I'm not running to the bank about this. My cell membrane fluidity is insufficient. So there are various components of a report that this simple dry spot blood test can do. Now the test, this is 650,000 balance tests done in across the world. However, I believe they must have far exceeded that numbers by now. So this is just not a guess, small little group. This is that laboratory, Vitas Analytical Services in Oslo, Norway, that Zinzino, as I mentioned, uses this independent laboratory to run the tests. Okay? And as I mentioned just now, 14 days you wait, and voila, your health status is no longer a mystery. Because everyone could say, hey, Michael, I've been taking omega oils for 10 years. I've known people that's been taking it for many, many years. But the question is, do you know where you are? Most of us will come back with the answer, I don't know. I think I'm okay. I believe what I take is going to be covering the bases. I'll explain to you in a moment later that how wrong you may be. Mute, please. So how do you consume the oil? you consume the oil. Now, this calculation here is based on me, right? So you do the test for 120 days, you consume the oil. You take your weight, I'm 92 kilos fat. You multiply it by 0.15, gives you the amount of dosage that you're supposed to take. So I'm supposed to take 13.8 milliliter ml per day. You only take it once a day, so it's not like one capsule, two capsules, 3 times a day. You don't do that. You take it once a day, and normally in the morning after breakfast, and that's the time that I consume, or I have it served alongside my breakfast. So that's what I do. So it's a very simple calculation, which really means this is the other feature of what a Zinzino protocol is. It's a test-based, high food grade oil. And the third is personalized, and you don't take it forever. Isn't it great? Now, I'm 92 kilos heavy. A lot of you out there is averaging between 50, 60 kilos. It makes no sense at all that you are taking the same amount that I'm taking, like 2 capsules or whatever it is, and we take the same amount for indefinite period of time. Doesn't make sense, right? So therefore, this program becomes that very realistic for us to accept. So the oil in itself, as I mentioned to you, has 4 major components within it. Omega-3 oil that comes from small fishes that they harvest or they catch from the ocean. Why small fishes of sardine, anchovies, and mackerel? Is because as the fish grows in the ocean today, we all understand the ocean is full of toxicity as well as the pollution that every coastal or every ocean is suffering today. So they catch the small fish because that's the purest age for the oil that we need. Okay? So the purest omega-3 oil, it has polyphenol within it, and it has vitamin D3 as well as vitamin E, right? Which covers the DHA and EPA ingredients, the substance within the fatty acids, omega-3 fatty acids, I beg your pardon. Okay? So that's the product. Now, the magic partner in crime in the balanced oil is nonetheless polyphenol. Polyphenol, excuse me, is a antioxidant. Now, you all can understand oil oxidation causes it to turn bad, right? When it turns bad, it becomes rancid, right? You can understand the phenomenon. Polyphenol is that agent, that partner in crime that helps the omega-3 oil to extend its lifespan, which in effect gives us an extended potency period within us when we consume it, right? Make sense? Now, in addition to polyphenol's goodness as an antioxidant, it also helps to lower blood sugar. It prevents blood clot, hence minimizing strokes and deep vein thrombosis. These are all great values of polyphenol. It reduces chronic inflammation. We talked about that. It lowers blood pressures. And also, the more important thing is it increases the good cholesterol, the HDL, and reduces LDL, right? I know a lot of us would have done our annual health screening with blood tests and all. We have got HDL and LDL, and that's the only thing that your doctors are talking to you about, only because they want to throw cholesterol medications at you. So we are exposed to that. Now, polyphenol of the balanced oil plus reduces the bad cholesterol and increases the good cholesterol. Great deal. It promotes a healthier digestion as well as brain functions as what omega-3 would do, right? I won't go into the science of all this right now, but I want to get to this slide. This slide, our team went out to, I won't mention the names of the pharmacy. We went down to a couple of pharmacies. We picked up over the counter 5, 6 brands, and we have big brands like Blackmore, BioLife, Pristine, Cordell, as well as something that we order through iHerb. Now you see all these oils would have omega-3 of a different dosage, Almost none of them have polyphenol, and definitely the dosage of it is very, very mild and different. That's why I said if you look at Zinzino Balance Oil, don't think of it as a supplement. Think of it that you are actually investing in the highest grade premium food that you're putting in yourself. And then you start to appreciate what you're actually getting yourself into. This is a slide that I want to share with you. Krill oil has a lifespan of 5 hours in its potency after when it's consumed. A concentrated omega-3, 9 hours. Cod liver oils that we all hate to drink, 15 hours. Omega-3 of Zinzino Balance Oil Plus that we so love gives us 35 hours of potency. The potency of the oil and its values is kept 5 times more than other any oils to give us the benefits to work within our system. Is that a good perspective to look at a different new nutraceutical science product that extends the lifespan of potency so that it can work? The efficacy of this product becomes extended. So a little bit of a recap: polyphenol is the hero product. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Hero ingredient. I beg your pardon. Polyphenol, omega-3 naturally, vitamin D3 as well as vitamin E are the primary ingredients of this Zinzino Balance Oil Plus. Besides, you take it according to your weight. So in other words, it's personalized dosage, and it doesn't oxidize, and it comes with various different flavors that is original. So that's the thing. Now, who takes this oil? At what point in life do you take this oil? Now, we have learned that pregnant women, whilst the fetus is actually in a development stage, you could already start to consume these oil in a different dosage. So check in with us, with our doctors, associate doctors, as to what dosage to consume during pregnancy, and definitely from infant stage right through to development ages, adolescence, and in our adulthood. In two different phases of our lives, we need different focus, right? When we're young, we want development of body health, brain functions for learning. As we're getting older, we need reproductive organs, need some support. So that's sort of infertility, fertility support. Then as we get older, we need to ensure that our heart, our brains, our structural functions are well looked after. But across the board of any ages and all ages, immune system is the inevitable results of this particular product that could support you. Now, benefits of omega-3, without going too deep, it fights depression and anxiety. It improves sleep. Remember, one of the underlying causes to the NCD is lack of sleep. Here, improved sleep would be the benefits of omega-3. It reduces metabolic syndrome, improves the skin health. Everybody wants to look better. Reduces inflammation, which is really what we need to manage the chronic diseases that we have. It improves the risk factors for heart diseases, and something that everyone could do with is better eyesight, right? Now, if any one of you understand the European Food Safety Authority in Europe, they are a pain in the backside, and they are very, very stringent with what they allow companies to claim. This is very important because most of this FDA, EFSA, and so on and so forth refuse any companies to make claims. Now, these are 18 health claims that is approved by EFSA on Zinzino Balance Oil Plus. It normalizes brain functions. It brings quality to your heart function. It optimizes immune system, improves vision, strengthen your teeth, your dental health, normalizes brain development of the fetus and breastfeeding infants. Wow. EFSA approved these claims, meaning there's a lot of clinical studies that they have gone through. Bone structure, spikes oxidative stress, normalizes blood pressure, normal cell division, which is basically the cellular health is optimized, improved blood quality, development of the eyes within, again, in a fetus level, yeah, during pregnancy, protects aging cells, normalizing blood calcium levels, muscle functions, and so on and so forth. 18 claims approved. I think there's some impressive claims to be approved by the authorities. So again, how long do you take it? You take it for just 120 days. And I'll explain to you why 120 days. We, in our body, is about 100 trillion cells within our body, right? You all understand that. And within our body, it's constantly regenerating. Our stomach lining, would you believe it? It actually gets rebuilt every 5 days. Our liver every 6 weeks. Our brain rebuilds every year. We almost get a new brain, but not the content, by the way. The brain cells itself is rebuilt every year. Our skin once every year. And the 120 days is for our blood, right? So our blood gets rebuilt every 120 days. That's 4 months. And that is why you are encouraged to take the balance oil within 120 days. Now, I would just want to run through this cellular function so that you understand. On a healthy body, we look at optimized brain functions and all. And on a healthy body, what we have is a normal cell function. And the normal cell allows good nutrients to come in and toxin to be flushed out. And that's the cell membrane. Remember that membrane fluidity is very important to understand that, right? But when you have an inflamed state, inflamed body, which a lot of chronic diseases, what actually happens is your cells get rigid, is hardened, nutrient cannot come in, and definitely toxicity, the waste cannot go out. So what happens is just like us. If we can't pass motion, we have toxic in our body, we go into a very bad state. Same thing on every cellular level, 100 over trillion cells in our body, when they are all facing a inflamed state, you know that you ain't going to be very, very healthy. So therefore, and that's why within 120 days, we can bring you back into an optimized health level. Okay? So far, does it make sense? Because I'm going to move on to the product, the third product that is available here in Malaysia, and that's the fabulous Zinzino Skin Serum. It's very, very interesting. It's very powerful. It allows us to reduce fine lines and wrinkles, blemish and pores and reduction, hydrates and also smoothen the skin, improve skin elasticity and strength. So this is a very clever product. It's primarily polyphenol as well as 1 to 3, 1 to 6 beta-glucan. Now, these are the active ingredients that protects and shield your dermis level. So it works on the extracellular matrix. So there's 3 basic levels within our skin. And it repairs and also rebuilds the skin as we age, right? So this is a testimonial from one of our partners. You look at the picture on the right. This is before, or rather the beginning at the point of taking the skin serum. You look at the bags, the rings within the eyes. Look at the impressions around the lips, and look at the tone around the eyes and the lips and the nose as well. 1 month, just 1 month after, look at the lightening of the marks. Look at the lightening of again, the marks around the lips. I think it has worked fabulously well, right? So these are the kind of results that we're seeing out of the Zinzino Skin Serum. Now, I hope it impresses you on that, because it sure hell impressed me. I'm myself taking it, so see you in maybe a month or so. Maybe I become a younger Michael. So there you have the skin serum. This is the balance oil. And also, please never let your health ever be a mystery. with the Zinzino Balance Kit. Start your test today. Ask your sponsor that invited you to this chat tonight to start off to run a test so that you know where you are at. Then start to get on to the balance all. You will be very, very happy, and I assure you of that within 120 days to see no less than 60% improvement in your health, right? So on that note, I thank you very much. That's the end of my talk for this evening. So I'm going to just get out of my sharing so that I can open this group to Q&A. So I see there's a question here. Oh, okay, right. That's a compliment from Christine. Thank you very much, Christine. Christine is our fabulous leader from Norway. Thank you. So she sits in Norway and she's constantly, I wouldn't want to say mothering us, she's babysitting us as we grow into an adult in the market here. Sorry, Christine. So she's basically babysitting us whenever she has time. So thank you so much, Christine. But
You're
tonight,
doing amazing. You're doing amazing.
so this evening is everything about the customers. So I see some names that I don't recognize. So I welcome you again. I have maybe about 5-7 minutes for us to Q&A if you have. So please share with me what questions you may have. Right, go ahead. Ask me questions, if there's any. Hi, Richard, Vincent, Jeff, Karen, Sean. These are new names that I've not seen before. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope one way or the other you would have already exposed yourself to the Zinzino test. It's actually painless, but it's so informative. It gives so much information to us. So you know, I really really encourage everyone to do it. Hey Jordan, what's the smaller package we can start with? Um, is that question for Jordan or is that question for me? Oh, for me. Okay. Well, you can start off with any small packages with oil and tests, right? So we have a whole bunch of a list here. As partners, you would have all this access. Please check if you're a customer. Please check with your sponsor that brought you in. You can go. I would recommend always if you're a customer, I would recommend you to go for the Balance All Mini Kit that comes with a test. So you can consume it without the test. That's consuming it and journeying blindly. I don't recommend that. I think we are at a generation or at a stage right now that we need to be informed. If we're going to change our life, we need to put our fingers on the pulse of the journey, right? Years on the ground of our entire science that we're taking. So I highly recommend that you do a test, get onto a program. The mini kit with tests comes with 2 bottles of 300 ml, 2 bottles of 100 ml, which allows you to run the test, go through the program comfortably for 120 days, and then you run another test. Okay, that's the smallest pack that I will recommend, and it's retailing it at 693 ringgit. Okay, so you can go also for the 345 ringgit, which is 0 tests. So that's the blindfolded journey. 2 bottles of 300, 2 bottles of 100 ml of Zinzino Balance All Plus, and you take the ride along for the next 4 months. Now, this again, 4 months is not a monthly supply. It's for 4 months, so you have plenty to consume. Now, remember, the smaller size you are, obviously, the volume of the oil that you have will be able for you to last a little bit longer. Like for me, big fat guy, 92 kilos, I take 13.8 ml of oil. Actually, I take 15 ml just to round the numbers up. So my numbers are my consumption is of course a little bit faster, right? So these are the kind of recommendation. You can go for the 693 ringgit, comes with test, or the 345 ringgit without the test. Don't forget, there's a 10 US dollars shipping charge to be added on top of that. Okay? Does it answer your question, Penny? Okay, I'm making an assumption that it has. Okay, any other questions? Okay, now you possibly want to know what are the benefits that personally I have experienced. I'm starting now, or rather in the maybe 80% completed my second bottle. So it means 1 bottle and 3/4 of oil that I've started to consume. Now, some of you that knows me, you know that I'm a heart patient, right? My heart normally at 8, 9 o'clock in the evening, I feel tired, I feel quite exhausted. But with this, I don't feel it at all. I feel that I have enough energy to go on and move on. That's spectacular. My joints, I play golf. I have normally joints and bone aches. These days, I don't have that much anymore. I used to have my right knee and left ankle. Guess what? I'm walking up steps in my house here, system is much better. So in other words, I don't have toilet issues, if I may refer to that. And above all, my brain function, I am so clear and sharp that I can have now meetings from 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, right through to 11 o'clock at night. I feel that I'm snapping sharp at the moment. So that's something that I'm very impressed. What else does it do for me? Yeah, basically this is it. I'm waiting for my eyesight to get better. So that's something that I'm hoping for. And of course, like everyone else, me, fatty boy, wants to be a little bit thinner. So I want to see some weight loss coming my direction when I get into my 3rd bottle and into my 4th bottle. So that's my personal experience. Fabulous. I mean, for people with brains and heart, I think these are the main thing, right? If you are as young as I am, or your parents, you have parents at home, or kids that's growing up, I highly recommend the Zinzino Balance Oil Plus because it helps the young for development. It helps the aging population, optimizing, if not better, improving their heart health and brain functions. What else can you ask for? I mean, when you age, these are the basic things that we ask for, right? Now, above all, of course, immune system, right? I can't measure my immune levels right now, but I have to say, touch wood, since I started the oil, not been sick. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Hi, Richard. Any question? Karen? Sean? Oh, Jeff. Of course I know Jeff. Sorry. Sorry, a bit blur. Not enough oil. There's a Comey coming in. Who is Comey? Hi, Comey. Good evening. Sorry you came in a little bit late. So, okay, guys, as I've said, I try to keep it within. Hi, Karen. Udo oil, yes. But from the perspective of, I don't know Udo oil that very well, but I know of the Udo oil. But look at the oil, and if you can, run the test. Run the test right now based on your Udo oil. If you want, why don't we do a test, Karen? You take the Udo oil for 120 days. I take the balance oil for 120 days, and let's see what's the huge change between them. Because Udo oil, I can tell you, they don't have a test baseline, right? So if you ask me, what is the benefit of Udo oil? I think abundance. But the question here is, and this is something I've learned from the research over the last couple of months only, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't mean to be slandering anyone out there, but in my personal, this is a personal opinion, that I have seen most most oils out there is a little bit of a scam in the sense. Because if you are providing or producing any great value product, one thing you want to look at is the efficacy and the potency of this journey, right? A lot of them sells it to us as a little bit of a meaningful consumption because the mindset is such that they will just take a little bit of whatever minerals that they need and then they call it quits, right? Um, but the question here is the efficacy of it, how effective it is, and how it remains in our body to function. So look at the efficacy, look at the potency of whatever supplements or minerals that you're consuming, right? That's the most important key. Partners today and tonight I can try the serum. Fantastic. Well done, Penny. Good show. As I've said, the serum, we saw the testimonial just now from one of our partners. Actually, it starts to remove some lines. I've seen some lightening of blemish. That's because I'm a silly boy. I play golf without putting sunblock, so I get very intense heat on my face. So that's something that I see slight improvement of. Zinzino oil is in oil form or capsule. It's in oil form, Sean. It comes in four types of packaging. Today, there is a Zinzino Balance Oil Plus. You have an Aqua X, which is water soluble. Now that one, all this is going to come the second half of the year. There is one that is vegan. Now, vegan means they harvested the the omega oil from algae instead of fish, right? So for people that is vegan, there is a vegan model coming in. There's a premium concoction that has, I believe, 7 times more polyphenol in the oil. Okay. They also have capsules, Sean. Now, I would like to invite Sean to come to the office, to come to the clinic that I run, or maybe check in with your sponsor. Take a sample, take a taste of the balance oil. It does not taste fishy at all. It doesn't one of this cod liver oil. You know how when we're young, when mothers are chasing after us, running around the house to give us a cod liver oil, it was so yucky. But this guy here, because it's laced with a little bit of orange, mint, grapefruit, and whatever other ingredients there is, it's actually very, very pleasant. I take my Zinzino Balance Oil with my coffee. I tip a couple of drops into my coffee, which makes it so nice. I tip it this evening. I had a pasta. I had my Zinzino oil in it. I have it on my salad. Of course, I have it consuming directly. It's a pleasure and pleasant experience consuming it. Um, yeah, Scotch emulsion oil. Yeah. Okay. Well, Penny, if you have a friend that doesn't take fish oil, the second half of the year, the vegan series will come into Malaysia. Now, if he's not taking fish because of the smell, or is it just simply he's not taking any fish, means he's vegan? So it's a different interpretation, right? I'm making the assumption that he's vegan, he doesn't take any fish meat. That's okay. That's okay. Wait for the vegan. But also, as you may have tested yourself, um, okay, she doesn't take meat and fish. Well, fish as meat. Okay, got it. So vegan is coming in second half of the year. Yeah, Scott emulsion oil. Yes, yucky, right, Sean? Wow, I don't know about you. I hated it. And my late mother was a nurse, and she waved the spoon around, chasing after me around the house. Awful. But this is so pleasant. It's really not fishy at all. Trust me. I don't know whether your mother chased you around or not, Sean, but my mom used to waggle the spoon, running me around the house. Awful. Anyway, okay, guys, I think I've overran my own personal time. I thank you all for this evening. I hope you learned something from this, and do check in with your sponsor. If you need to talk to me to help you better understand, I'm more than happy to do it. So my question to you is, how can I help you? Okay, so go ahead, reach out, talk to your sponsor, give me a buzz or ask a sponsor to bring you to come and meet us. It would be wonderful. Now, understand that there is an offer to everyone on this chat group that you may come to the clinic for a little bit of a stress assessment test that we give out. We sell out at 400 ringgit, and we're giving out to everyone in the Zinzino Z Dream team absolutely free. Okay, so there you go. Again, I thank you all. Have a good night. God bless, and sleep well tonight.